In 1993, a series of acts of violence occurred.
The headline was about a young man who was shot because another young man wanted his Denver Bronco coat.
There were drive-by shootings. Innocent children were shot.
We heard an AK-47, people running through the backyard.
The violence was coming from California, coming from the East Coast.
Inner city workers, from probation officers to teachers to social workers to youth workers, pastors, were overwhelmed because families had so many problems.
And I assembled 25 churches that grew to 40 churches, that grew to 125 churches. And for 1 year we prayed and we asked God to tell us how to respond. We dove into a section of life that we only read about, but now we were part of it. We put together some concerts that were anti-gang, anti-violence.
And kids came in.
Everybody rushed the stage. The performers started leaping off the stage. And I remember standing on the side of the auditorium and asking myself, how on earth can God salvage anything positive out of these events? And I was trying to figure out, how can we cancel the whole week? We attracted 5,000 kids in 5 nights.
And out of that, we had 800 kids who said, I'm in trouble, I need help.
We were shocked. We never realized that we'd have this kind of a response.
And that's when we began to get the idea that they really needed one-on-one attention.
We said, well, you know, the world calls it mentoring. So we said, why don't we start a mentoring program?
The vision of Save Our Youth is that just as Christ has a relationship with us, then we're called to have a relationship with those kids who essentially are orphans.
We have got this massive golden asset of youngsters in America that we're ruining.
I tried hanging myself, taking pills.
I used to try cutting my wrist.
These kids are growing up with incredible woundedness, no sense of their value, and there's just a lot of hopelessness.
And the issue today is disconnection. Kids are disconnected from caring adults.
My mom went to prison for doing drugs and prostitution.
Nobody liked me. I was like the outcast.
We were in and out of motels and shelters and lived in our car for a while. My little brothers and sisters were carried along with this. So I'd have to put them to bed at night, feed them dinner, get them ready for school, help them do their homework. My little brother, he called me mom for a while. And you know, I tell him, you know, I'm not your mom, I'm your older sister.
I thought I was just like nothing.
It's the greatest tragedy where adults have left or adults are absent from kids' life. It's the worst tragedy in all of history. We believe that we have the vocabulary for hope, and that resulted in developing a mentoring program where you have an adult who comes in and fills the gap where a parent has left a hole.
I started working with Joe out of selfish reasons. I wanted to see what Save Our Youth was all about and what good can an old geezer like me do with kids like this.
When he showed up, he came in his Hummer. Just some big white dude from the suburbs. He don't know nothing about me. I don't know nothing about him.
Joe comes from a family of 6 children by 5 different fathers. That was pretty shocking.
My mom, out of the blue, kind of got sick really, really bad. Thursday morning, about 9 o'clock, my brother came in my room and he was crying and saying that they put my mom on life support. Last time I see my mom was about 8:40 at night. And then she was gone.
I know that after his mother passed away, he went through a period of depression.
I quit the football team. I quit everything.
He wouldn't even get out of bed and go to school. It's like, what can I do now?
Ed showed me a lot of people that have succeeded in life, and not all of them are white, Mexican friends and black friends. And just by me listening to them, it's like, if these guys did it and they're from the city, why can't I make it?
Joe is like another son. Why wouldn't he be? He's just a really good kid who needs a dad, and you're there in his life and you can help him.
I just see all these other kids with their moms, and I see the relationships that they have, the time they spend together, and stuff like that. And I see my best friend, and I see the relationship she has with her mom. And sometimes I just think, why can't I have a relationship with my mom like that? And I miss it.
I'm just so thankful that God gave me her to be her mentor.
Loretta, she's always there for me. She's like a mom to me, kind of, because I could just tell her how I feel, and I could just be myself around her.
I've never had any question as to what was right and wrong for Joe, because I always said, what would I do if he was my son? And it's black and white, clear.
Ed's way up on top up here, and I'm just way down here. But he didn't see me as, as some gangster. He just see me as Joe Montero.
Probably the most discouraging part about mentoring is that we don't have enough mentors.
Anybody that works with kids is saying, can I get a mentor for this child? We always have a waiting list of at least 50 kids. If I were to just let the waiting list go, it could be in the thousands.
I think the question is always whether I can mentor. And I say there's always a perfect kid for every adult.
The most important thing that I can do for Joe is to be a sounding board, and secondly, to try to get him going in the right direction.
Mentor don't even have to be a father figure. He could just be there for you to talk to.
My role is like a cheerleader.
Just a phone call to ask how I'm doing, what I'm doing, and just pray with me and just encourage me to become closer with God.
We need funds to support each one of these matches in Save Our Youth.
It'll cost us every year from $2,000 to $2,500 to mentor a kid. That money goes to staff who will take care of that mentor. We've got scholarships for every kid who wants to go to college. So whatever that mentor needs for that child, we have resources. And remember this, that if a person doesn't want to mentor and is waiting for the right time, the children are saying, today's the right time. Young people are waiting. They want someone to come over and identify them and tap them on the shoulder and say, you can do it.
Our kids have unlimited potential, but it's virtually untapped. Giving them a mentor gives them the possibility of finding that treasure.
These young kids are excited to see your face because you might be the only face that says there is hope.
I know that he saved my life.
My eyes were opening up to succeeding.
Loretta's a life of her own, and she just decided to step into my life and just be there for me.
There is no more important and better solution today than mentoring, because it reattaches a kid to an adult the way God designed it.
This is one of the most life-changing things you can do.
Before I didn't believe in angels, but I guess now I do.
You know, a child does not thrive unless you touch that child. And so, there's nothing more basic than a life touching a life.